Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the place where you learn new skill every time you visit. So keep updating yourself by subscribing to the channel.
Today we are going to discuss strings in Visual Basic. Now string is a data type which stores a numbers, alphabets or a symbol. Visual Basic string declaration and initialization. Let's discuss how to declare and initialize a string variable in a Visual Basic. So let's see the definition first. As I just told you, that string is a data type which is used to store a group of characters or words. To declare a string, we just have to use a dim statement, dim word as string. That's going to declare a variable word as string. Then how to take an input. Suppose we are taking an input from a text box, so we'll say text1 equals to word equals to text1. So whatever you type on the text1 box, that goes to the word. Now to print it out, you can either use a print statement or a list1 statement. So here we are using a list1 statement as list1.add item word is with the message and ampersand word. So it's going to print whatever you have stored in from the text box 1 to the word variable, and then it shows the same word. Now let's see an example, complete example with all these three statements together. So dim word as a string, word equals to text1, taking the input and then printing it out with a variable list1.items. Now length function. The length function calculates the length of a word. So how do you use it? Dim word as a string. We take the variable from the text box 1, and then with the list1 box you can use the length function. Now suppose you have to extract a few letters from a variable, a given word, right? So you can use a mid function, mid dollar function. How does it go? It has got three parameters. The first parameter is word, where you have to specify which word you are talking about. Then it is position, where you have to specify from what position you are going to extract those letters, and then you have to specify how many letters or how many alphabets you have to extract. Now suppose the word is computer, and you are going to extract, let me just type the word so that it's easy for you to understand. So suppose the word is computer. The first parameter is this word computer. Okay, so this is the first parameter. Now second parameter, let's say 3, and third parameter, let's say 2. So that means from the third position it is going to extract 2 letters. So let's go to third position, COM. So from M is going to extract 2 letters. Now 2 letters from the third position is going to M and P. So this particular command, the mid function, if I give with these parameter word 3 and 2, it's going to give me MP. So now you would have understood that what is the use of the, how do you use this mid function. Now this mid function is quite helpful when you have to extract one letter at a time from a particular word, right? And this is basically can be used for searching and all those things. So let's discuss this example. So you have taken a word as a string, you have taken an alphabet as a string, where I'm going to extract an alphabet out of this whole word. I have taken a word from the text one. I have taken the word whatever the user is typing into the variable word. Then we are going to run a loop from 1 till the length of the word. That means if the word is computer, it's going to run 8 times. Then you are just showing it by the statement mid dollar word I comma 1. So when the first value of I is 1, so that means 1 comma 1. So the second parameter, that means position, will be 1, and how many is 1. So from the first position, one letter is going to print out C out of the word computer. And then when the second position, when the variable value of I becomes 2, this I will become 2, and it's going to pull out again one letter, because the third parameter is fixed. Again one letter from the second position, so it's going to pull out O. Then similarly the value of I will go to 3. So this will become 3 comma 1. It is going to pull out third letter. I become 4. This will become 4 comma 1 and so on. It's going to pull out one letter at a time. And the output of this particular loop or this particular code, when you run it, and if you given the word computer as the input, then it's going to extract every alphabet out of this word computer and show it on the screen the way I'm writing. So it's going to first pull out C, then O, then M, then P, U, T, E, R. Now how do we use it? We can use it for searching one alphabet from a string or for many other uses. So let's see the searching example. So let's take a variable word as a string. Let's take the dim, declare a variable with the dim statement alpha, and search as a string. Alpha is the alphabet you are extracting one at a time. We have just discussed in the previous example. And search is the alphabet which you want to search out. Now we have taken a variable found also here, which is of type boolean, and boolean you understand that it takes true or false or yes or no. So we are assuming that the search letter which you are looking for is not found. So we'll initially store false to the variable found. So we have stored found equals to false, and then word we are storing from text1. So text1 takes the word, then we are taking from text2 the search, the alphabet you want to search. Then again you will run a loop from 1 to len word. Same way you will extract mid word I comma 1, that is one letter at a time, and it goes to the alphabet. Now you will check whether that alphabet which you are extracting from the word matches with the alphabet you are searching for, which you took from the text2. So from the text2 you have taken a variable alphabet and store it into search. So let me just explain it with a diagram. So suppose the word is computer again, and okay, let's take the word as code. And the search alphabet which you are looking is D. So the search alphabet is D. So this you have taken in this statement from the text box 1, and this you have taken from this statement from the text box 2. Now when this code runs and it pulls out I comma 1, I is 1, 1 comma 1 is going to pull out C, and it will match C with D. Now if C and D are not matching, so it's not going to execute this if statement. It moves further ahead. Now it moves further ahead. What's going to do is going to move to the next value of I. The I is 2. It's going to pull out the next letter, which is O. It matches O with D, which is not matching, so if will not execute. Then it will go ahead. I will become 3. It will pull out D. Now this times the letter pulled out is D, and the search letter which you are looking is also D. So what will happen? They will match. So if they match, then this if condition happens to be true, and when this if condition happens to be true, the found variable will become 2, which was initially false. So that this signifies that the alphabet has been found. So this is the way you are going to search alphabet from a word. Now once you have found out the alphabet out of the loop, you can put a statement. If found equals to true, then you can list out that the alphabet is found, or search is found, that is in this case D is found. Else if it is not matching, you can say D is not found. So this is the way you do searching in a string. Alright, now let's go to the next example. So the next example, we can use the word mid function to count how many vowels and consonant the particular string has. Let's see how we do it. So similarly, the first line of codes are going to be same. We declare a word as a string, alpha search as a string. Now we take two more variable, count V and count C, as integer for counting vowels and consonant. Now found will again become false here. Word text1, from the text1 the word is taken, and then we are running a loop from 1 to length of the word. We are pulling out one alphabet to the alpha within the same function. Now this time we have to check whether the alphabet we pulled out, in the last example we were checking whether the alphabet we pulled out was a D or not. This time we have to check whether it's a vowel or not. And what are the vowels? Vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So here you are checking it out if alpha equals to A, or the alpha equals to E or O, I or O or U. So if it happens to be one of them, if your alphabet which you pulled out happens to be one of them, then what will happen? The value of the vowel count will increase. So the count vowel will increase, and if it is not matches with any of them, then the count C will increase, that is consonant count will increase. And this way the process continues, and when the loop ends, whatever value of count V will be, that many vowels you will have. Whatever value the consonant V will have, the count C will have, that much will be the consonants in a word, right? So let's take an example again here quickly. Let's take the same variable code. So suppose the user has given the variable code. Now what it is going to pull out, just like the previous example, is going to pull out first C, the first alphabet C. Now C does not matches with A, E, I, O, U. It's none of the vowel. So the count variable, this will increase. So this will become 1. The consonant variable count will become 1. Next time is going to pull out O. Now the O matches with vowel. It's a vowel. A, E, I, O. Here it matches. So the count of the vowel will increase to 1. So let's take the count vowel by another color, pen color. Now next alphabet pulls out its D. Now D does not matches with any of the A, E, I, O, U. So the count of the consonant will increase. So count of the consonant will increase, and this will become now, one more will be added to it, it will become 2. Now next is E. Now E is again a vowel, A, E, I, O, U. So the count of the vowel will increase now. So this will become 2. So ultimately now the whole word has been finished. So, and the loop will end because it goes to the length of the loop word only. So the final value of count V is 2 and count C is 2. So there are 2 consonant and 2 vowel in this particular example. I hope you would have understood this. Let's see what else we can do in a string or the string function. We have another function called concatenate, which is going to join the 2 words. Suppose we have 2 words, 2 variables, word 1 and word 2 as an answer as string. From the word 1 into the word 1, from the text 1 box we have taken a word. From the text 2 box we have taken another word, and now we just want to add them, join them, word 1 plus word 2, and store it in an answer. Let's take an example. Suppose the word 1 is storing code, and the word 2 is storing it, IT. Now the plus operator here, what it's going to do, it's going to concatenate them. It's going to join it, and it will make the word a complete word as coded. So the word coded will be formed by the plus operator or concatenate operator, and it will get stored into another variable. What is the next variable we have taken it to store it? That is answer, and then it's going to print the answer, that is the code. So this is the way the concatenate operator works. You have another version of concatenate. You can also use AND to concatenate, as I've shown in the next example. The output is going to be same. Okay. Now application of concatenate. Where do you use the concatenate operator? Suppose you can take a first name or last name from the user, and then you can join them. So that's one of the examples where you can use concatenate operator. This is again the same syntax where we are discussing that how do you take a word and then how many letters you want to. Now specifically in the previous example, I have been giving you that from second position we are pulling out 3 letters or 4 letters, but here if you want to take that values from user, you can do that. So what we have done here in this example, we have taken a word, we have taken the position from where we want to pull out, that is start from, and how many letters you want to pull out, that is how many. So 3 values you are taking, and you are simply putting those values into the parameters of the function, and finally you are printing out the word extracted. So this is the use of the mid function in a detailed way, where all 3 parameters are given by the user. Now let's see an example of pulling out initials out of a name. Now the question says input a name, say Ramkumar Sharma, and print initials like RKS. Now if you look over here in the name Ramkumar Sharma, how do you pull out the initial? What is the similarity between the initial, that is K and S? If you observe closely, you'll see that the K also comes after the space and S also comes after the space. So that means both the initials are coming after the space, barring the first one. So the first one, the R, does not comes after the space because there is no space before it. So what you're going to do in that case, we are going to add an extra space before the name. So when we have taken a sentence from the user here, we are just adding extra space before the sentence or the name. And then you are going to run a loop from 1 to the length of the sentence. You're going to pull out the alphabet as you were doing earlier, and you are checking if it's an space. If the alphabet happens to be space, then you are going to pull out the I plus 1th letter, that is the next letter you're going to pull out, because the next letter is going to be the initial. If there's a space here before the R, so you have to pull out R. If there's a space before the K, you're going to pull out K. If there's a space before the S, it's going to pull out S. Now whatever it is pulling out and storing into alphabet, we have taken another string variable initials into which you are storing that alphabet. So basically whenever the space comes, it pulls out the next letter and stores into the string variable initials, and then it continues the loop. And out of the loop, when you print the initials, it's going to print out RKS. Right, that's simple. This is an example of the mid function. I hope you would have understood everything, and if any doubt, we'll discuss. You can discuss, message me, we'll discuss it out. Thank you for giving your time.
If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Also press the bell notification so that you get notification as soon as I release a new video. Share and like the video.